guys, this is Alex703 Rockstar. I am back with another video. Time for a review. A bunch of you have been asking me for. Wasn't really looking forward to buying or reviewing this album, but here it is. Recovery by Eminem. Now, if you watched my review for last year's Eminem release, Relapse, don't. It was a horrible review, definitely one of my worst, and I completely disagree with it now, which is rare for me that I would completely have such a 180 turn on my earlier beliefs. But I have to explain this about Eminem. I understand that not all my subscribers like him. He's very, sort of mainstream, or was for a while. But I have a real history with him. When I first started listening to rap when I was 10, I listened to really shit rap. And it was sort of through Eminem that I was able to discover better rap. And he's sort of, his music sort of helped me when I was sad and being emo in middle school. So I always have sort of a special place in my heart for Eminem. I always take him very seriously because he affected me in a serious way. That being said, time to review this album. I have to say, this album has to be broken up into 3 categories because there's so much to talk about here. The first thing I'll talk about is his rapping, because that's sort of the most important part of a rap album. Well, sort of. But his rapping here is definitely better than on Encore or Relapse, I have to say. And at moments, it's as good as his best rapping he's ever done. You can tell he's come a long way in his delivery, because at this point in his career, he can pretty much stack syllable on top of syllable on top of syllable and bend meter in any way he wants to say what he wants, and I think that's really impressive. Also, he's not using that annoying accent that he had been using on his past 2 albums, that weird sort of like mock Arabic thing. That was really, really strange. Glad it's gone. And on some songs, he seriously is badass. When he's not trying to be Slim Shady, he's badass. Because here is the thing. Just as the title states, Recovery is sort of an album about apologizing, recovering, getting back to form. And that's a very sort of mature sentiment. It shows his maturity. And that's sort of the Marshall Mathers side of Eminem. And I think the songs where he's sort of, admitting that he made mistakes, looking forward, are really very good, and some of his rhymes seriously support that, seriously convey a good message. But when he tries to be Slim Shady, it's just not there. Slim Shady doesn't have to exist anymore, because Slim Shady has lost its edge, and without its edge, Slim Shady isn't Slim Shady. So he really, I feel like he sort of feels in his head like, I have to part of this album has to be the Slim Shady side, because people won't buy into me as Eminem if I don't deliver this, and it just ends up feeling really forced, such as on the cringeworthy White Trash Party song. Oh my god, is that an asinine, stupid, awful song. Other songs too are just absolutely atrocious when he's trying to, make fun of people. Like, he makes fun of David Cook and Brooke Hogan. Like, who gives a shit about them in the first place? You're giving them importance that they don't deserve. And, he makes fun of Michael J. Fox, and it's like, one time it works, the reference to Michael J. Fox, because it's not really making fun of him. It's a different thing. But then when he's, like, just making fun of Michael J. Fox, like, who are you? Nobody, like, it's out of place to do that. It doesn't even sound cool or clever at all. So, yeah, but sometimes the rhymes really support what he's trying to say. Talking to Myself is an awesome song. Going Through Changes, which has a really cool sample by Black Sabbath sample, is really good. The rapping in Won't Back Down is good. No Love, he's awesome in that. Almost Famous, he's pretty good. So there are some really good raps on here. Category 2 is the production. The production is very erratic. When I heard that Dr. Dre only produced 1 beat, I was really excited because, to be honest, Dr. Dre was awesome in the 90s and even through the early 2000s, but he has really gotten, really mediocre in the past couple years. Here, I can make a Dr. Dre beat from the past couple years. It's boom, clap, boom, boom, clap. Literally, and Eminem's last few albums have been mired down by this annoying repetitive production. However, the production on here is so erratic that I wish there's a point where, it comes to the one Dr. Dre produced song, and I'm so happy for that booming and that clapping. It's like, god damn. Because some of these beats are ridiculous. These DJ Khalil's awful. Boy Wonder has one good beat. His other ones suck. And Just Blaze is erratic, Just Blaze might be the most erratic producer ever. Sometimes he's absolutely phenomenal, and sometimes you're just left shaking your head. But that's besides the point. The production is really, really poppy, and I think producers need to realize that Eminem doesn't sound good over synths. They try to go for this different feel, and it really doesn't work. This is the Dr. Dre produced track, by the way. And that's what I do give Dr. Dre credit for, is he knows what Eminem's voice sounds good over. So kudos. But the production is really a bit of a problem on this album. Now the third category here, the hooks. This is what I feel is the biggest problem on this album. This album is lacking so much in good hooks that you wish he would have just skipped from verse to verse. There is a decent hook on Talking to Myself, and a good hook, I think, on Almost Famous. And that's it, pretty much, for me. All the other hooks are... Cold Wind Blows is really catchy, too, but some of these hooks are ridiculous. All the guest performances feel so out of place. Pink, Rihanna, what are they doing on an Eminem album? And even Kobe is okay. It only works because he fits well with the song, but I wouldn't listen to Kobe on his own. And... what is it with Eminem singing? In earlier albums, he's admitted he can't sing. And if, I hear one or two songs with Eminem singing, okay, I don't have a problem with it. But, Jesus Christ, 9 or 10 songs with him singing, and the chorus is just like, you want to shoot yourself in the face. So, yeah, I think that's a huge problem on this album. No really good hooks here. Almost Famous I like. On Fire is decent, too. But it's really lacking. It's just these gaps in the middle of the song where I want to stab myself with a diseased needle. That was clever, wasn't it? Also, yeah, well, that's pretty much it, I'm guessing. I feel like this is his most focused album possibly since even the Marshall Mathers LP, but I still feel that he cares too much about what other people say, and until he stops giving a shit about that, I don't think he'll be as cutting edge as he ever was. But I'm happy he's maturing, and I'm happy he's admitting his mistakes. And this is a focused approach, and it seems like he's getting back to rapping. And, all the distractions are going away. So, kudos to him. I think he's improving. I think he may come out with a good album in the next couple years. But this isn't quite there yet. There are just too many flaws.